Welcome to St. Augustine this evening. The Mike Davis Show. Man, was that amazing. I love it when we get new tech.
Well, it's not even new tech. It's just moved tech.
It's moved tech that we have. We now have moved tech that we were used to. You were used to. I still have no idea what the heck is going on.
No.
I just show up and pretend to be talent. You show up every single day and are talented and useful.
I try.
One of us is important to this show, getting off the ground. The other one,
you can talk.
The other one grounds it relentlessly.
No one hears it if I'm not here. You can talk, though.
One of us can ground the show in a heartbeat. That would be me. We are very happy to have you guys with us. It's Monday. It's June the 3rd. Happy birthday to my buddy Mark. Happy birthday, Mark. I told him that today would be the last day. It's happy birthday, young man.
Oh.
Next year he crosses a threshold.
40?
60.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I don't know.
40, like you know what that looks like.
Give me 42.
A break. Give me a break.
42.
You millennials.
I am a millennial.
You millennials. I don't know what to do with you. I honestly
you
don't.
are just barely Gen X. I am just barely millennial.
I am like right on the threshold of baby boomer.
Yeah, me too.
And then I'm like right there.
Yeah.
And I feel like I identify with the older generation. But I also feel like when I see those memes and stories about us on Instagram that were like the last rabid generation, that's me.
Yeah.
I was that kid. I got to do all those fun things that nobody knew what I was doing, and it was awesome. Super cool.
I heard some people talking about, I guess there was like a charity soccer match somewhere that was taking place, and like it was tied and they were about to go into overtime or a shoot off or something. And like all the fans just charged the field. They charged the pitch and they overran the field, and they ended up having to cancel the game, cancel the remainder of the game.
Yes.
So it just ended in a tie because they weren't allowed to finish it out because people just lost their minds. And the people reacting to it were like, this generation is crazy, because there was a time when we did crazy stuff, but we didn't want to be on camera.
No.
We didn't want our parents to know that we did crazy stuff.
You didn't want it to be you. No.
And if your parents did find out, or if someone did have a camera, you were like pounding the dude that took a picture.
Exactly.
And shared it with your family. And now these people are doing...
Snitches got stitches back in those days.
Yeah, and now people do it specifically so that it does go on camera.
Yes.
And so the most people possible see it. And like, it's a whole different generation.
You don't...
It's flipped on its head.
So today, I went somewhere this morning. First thing, I got to go surfing. Darcy went with me. It was great. I didn't have a meeting first thing this morning. A buddy of mine wanted to go surfing. I said, let's go. We went to the dredge, which is... It was okay. I mean, it wasn't great, but it was fun for June surfing. And I left my phone at home.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is exactly how I'm going to be when I'm retired. I may or may not have my phone with me at any given time.
Yeah.
I'm just not. If somebody's about to get married, somebody's pregnant, and there's a baby about to be born, I'll keep my phone with. But I have been on a 24-hour call for a large part of my life for work. And I might just leave my phone in random places.
Yeah. I'm definitely in the era of my life where I'm on 24-hour call. And I've been trying to leave my phone in another room.
Yes.
Leaving it away from me, increasing the amount of time where it is away from me and it's not within arm's reach. And people have been like, I've been trying to text you and you haven't been answering. And like, people have been losing their minds.
Speaking of not replying to texting, that is one of our stories today, but we have to wait for Barbara Jean to get on the show before we can do that one.
Yes.
And since Andy is watching, we can start doing the reads.
Okay.
And the first read is Anastasia and Moultrie Diner. They're absolutely phenomenal. They're amazing. The staff is great. The food is great. And if you want to go catch up with locals, that's the place to go for breakfast. Lunch, they're awesome. They're absolutely amazing. I am a huge Western omelet fan.
Yeah.
And the other
no
day,
mushrooms, though.
No mushrooms. That is an abomination. Jalapenos in there would be great, Andy, just saying. But I got it as a breakfast burrito the other day. Oh, man.
Yeah.
I felt like Giannis, who I cannot pronounce his last name. He's a basketball player from Europe. And he came over and he was talking about all the great things in America. And he was talking to some younger reporter about Oreos. And he told them, well, they're even better if you dip them in milk. And it's like his mind blew up. Like he's like, you can dip them in milk. I mean, stuff that we took for granted because we got. But anyway, Anastasia Diner, don't take it
like
for granted.
It comes
it's
in
like
pints.
that. It's absolutely amazing. Staff is great. I love going there, and it is my favorite place for breakfast.
Yes.
All right.
All right, I've got Solar Stick. They were established in 2006. Solar Stick is a local portable power company proudly committed to American manufacturing, constant innovation, and creating jobs right here in St. Augustine, Florida. Solar Stick's focus on providing solutions for self-sufficiency helps users all over the world complete missions and save lives. Solar Stick, changing lives, saving lives, and reviving American manufacturing. Oh, and you gave me Bozard. Bozard Ford Lincoln in St. Augustine. Their goal is to make sure your time and experience buying a car is stress-free, fun, and enjoyable. Bozard is a family-owned Ford dealership that has been in business since 1949. Bozard Ford Lincoln has been the recipient of numerous dealer awards, including being ranked #1 automotive dealership by the nation by Dealer Rater. Bozard Ford has also won back-to-back President's Awards, which is the highest honor given by Ford Motor Company. Check them out today, or go down in person or online, bozardford.com. If you go down, have dinner with Bo and Letty at Ford's Garage.
All right. We also have Salomon Services, which is where I will be in the morning. Absolutely phenomenal place to get in shape. Right now, they're helping youths and young adults get ready for next year's sporting events. So if you have a child or your son or daughter is a high school or college athlete that wants to get in better shape for next season, now's the time to go to Salomon Services during the off season so they can be better, stronger, faster. Middle school, 4 to 5 p.m. Monday, Wednesday, Friday. High school, 5 to 6 p.m. on Monday, Wednesday, Friday. And colleges, 8 to 9 p.m. Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Don't you wish you had a place like that to train when you were a swimmer?
That would have been amazing.
You could have trained outside the pool, and then in the pool, you would have been better.
That would have been great.
Yes.
I was just always in the pool.
Unfortunately for me, none of that training was going to make me taller. Oh, man. You can hope. You can wish.
Yeah, my
You can
modeling
dream.
career never really took off either.
I know. You know, I visualize myself as 6'8". I'm just not. And according to the Jackie Hurd calendar, as we flip to June, today is World Bicycle Day.
World Bicycle Day.
5 questions. We'll have a bicycle question in there. Maybe more than one.
Maybe.
I just thought of another one.
Ooh.
Yes, amazing when the brain works. Nice. So, and I see that Barbara Jean is here, so
so we can tell us
now we can tell a story. So
All right.
before we tell the story, I came in today to work. It's been a long day. Amanda was in a chipper mood, bouncing off the wall.
Amanda
so
was not
exciting
in a
to
chipper
see
mood.
me.
And I was not in a chipper mood.
And what started it all off was this weekend, Amanda texted both Davey and I.
Yes.
In a group chat, which I do know how to do those as someone my age. But I did not reply to the group chat.
Neither did Davey.
And Davey did not either. And I was
Left
shocked
me
that Davey
undelivered.
didn't. I knew I wouldn't because I ignore pretty much everything on the weekend if I don't have to, if it's not work related, right? Trying to decompress, trying to relax. Anyway, oh, by the way, the legend is watching. And I saw a paddleboarder this morning, but when he fell, I knew it wasn't the legend. I knew there was no need to paddle over next to him. I knew it wasn't the legend. But, okay, so you
had a new view of a new non-legend.
I had a new view of a non-legend. So, because I've never seen him fall.
Yeah.
And also, Barbara Jean, you're going to love this story. This is just everybody's story. So anyway, Amanda sends this group text. We ignore Amanda. Amanda's a little salty over it. And then I showed up for work and you said what to me?
I said, did you see this story? Because you didn't reply to my text. And he's like, what story? You sent me a story?
But I was all excited about the first story we're going to read today.
Yes.
Because it's the most amazing story that I saw during show prep by myself during work today. And Amanda then begins to tell me what she texted me.
And then he immediately shut me down and said, that's the story.
That's the story I'm doing. Now I know where I got it. And then Amanda's like, oh, my story gets to be first, but I don't get a text back that says, thanks for a great story.
Yeah. I've been working all weekend on this show prep thing and nothing.
One text is not an all weekend work. I did hours of reading.
I also sent you t-shirts.
I like some of them.
Staff t-shirts for each of us for the patriotic season.
I like some of them. Davies one about a revolt I didn't like. I didn't think that was good. Even though it was 1776.
It was a crown.
I thought Davies. I thought the one you sent Davy was it's only a revolt if you don't succeed.
No, you're wrong.
Is that mine?
No, that was mine.
Okay.
So mine was It's Only Treason If You Lose with George Washington wearing sunglasses. Yours was Suck It England. I figured that was you.
Not my Royals. Can you find one that says hashtag not my Royals?
No, that was the closest I could get was Suck It England.
I think we're going to make our own shirt that says hashtag.
With a buffalo on a surfboard?
Yes.
You still haven't given me the graphic.
I know.
Well, Happy Treason Day with the Queen with a lovely crown, which was somewhat reminiscent to Davy's merch.
Yes, it was.
So that's why I gave that one to Davy.
Okay. All right, so you sent me the most amazing article.
I did.
I was going to save it for Thursday, but then I read it twice. I thought of Barbara Jean, and I had to it has to come in today. It is one of the best stories we're going to do today. Everybody was upset last week at the end of the week. People were upset over the weekend over things that happened last week.
Friendships are fractured.
But this, I may have lost more than a few friends that I lost total respect for things they posted the other day. Some of them I might have saved to be reused in the future. I'm not above it.
Come on now.
I'm not above it. I thought, if it was funny for you, it will be funny for me down the road.
Memory like an elephant.
Yes, I don't forget these
things. Put it in the vault.
Whoo, I got it there. It's under pain in the ass posts that should be reused again. There's a whole file on the phone. So people began donating to Donald Trump. End of last week.
Something happened last week.
Yeah, that caused people to want to donate to Donald Trump.
Yes.
So in 48 hours, in the first 24 hours, it was $35 million.
Dude.
Then a woman whose husband had donated to Trump's PAC, and I think he donated like $20 million last time. He has since passed away. She says, "I'm going to give you $100 million."
Dude.
And then they continued fundraising.
There's a joke there about.
Well, maybe. I
won't say it.
That the woman could spend more money than the husband.
Spend more of his money.
Yes, yes.
She's very generous with his money.
If you say it, it's an observation. If I say it, it's something incredibly sexist.
I thought it was funny that he gave a quarter of what she decided to give.
1/5. 20 million.
I thought you said 25 million. I'm sorry.
I don't know. I might have said 20 to 25. Anyway.
I might have misheard.
Yes.
It's been a day.
So I already said math to you once in the last week. I'm not allowed to say it twice. So anyway, a lot of them, a huge percentage were first-time people. I want to say it's like 30 or 40% had never given to any political candidate. Their names were not out there on a database to be sent emails about stuff. So anyway, Donald Trump, donate to Trump. The search on the internet was so big, so huge. It was the most beautiful search ever.
It was trending
in
so
the
hard.
whole history of searches. No one had a search this more than mine. It was searched by everyone. Everyone wanted to donate to me everywhere.
Yeah.
It was the most beautiful bigly search. It was huge. It was huge.
Funny you say huge and bigly.
It was huge. Amanda, tell everyone what phrase, what word did donate to Donald Trump supplant as the most searched on the internet?
So, I love that you want me to say it.
Well, I'm not going to say it.
Almost never is this word knocked out of trending. But for a very short period of time, the word boobs dropped below the words donate to Trump in searches on the internet.
Do you know that? I mean, that's a lot of adults that had to type in donate to Donald Trump to overcome the kids and men that act like kids that typed in boobs to see what came up.
The 13 to 113-year-olds that were searching for boobs.
All men, 100 to 113 to 113.
Not just men. It's June. It's Pride Month. Crosses all sorts of barriers.
Tim and Andy are like, now I know why it took so long for it to come up, for boobs to come up on Friday.
Search optimization was thrown off for the first time.
Ever.
The internet tilted on its axis because the word boobs fell beneath a political candidate's name.
And it's not a stripper story, but it might as well be, right? It's like a national stripper story. I mean, suddenly people stopped searching for boobs so that they could donate money.
In honor of the Blevins boys,
to a dude.
I will say that boobs were supplanted by a boob. How about that?
In honor of the Blevins boys, I get that. I've told you, I'm not a huge Trump fan. I love what Trump stands for, and I love what he fights for, which is this country.
I love what he did as president.
I wish he would say it a different way.
As far as the economy goes,
I wish he had a different way of expressing himself. And if he just did, I wouldn't be facing some of the other stupid stuff that I'm facing.
I mean, he's an interesting character. He's not someone I agree with all the time, but I can't argue with results. And he did the best job economy-wise for our country and ending wars for our country than any president that I've had the opportunity to vote for.
Yeah.
Whether I voted for them or not.
Yes. All right. So
Donald Trump beat boobs in internet searches.
It did. It beat it. Yeah. So, I've been asking for stuff at the diner for forever. Susan asked for one thing and it's going to go on the menu.
Because she's Susan.
I know. I just got to work harder.
I feel like the Western omelet with no mushrooms plus jalapenos should be the Mike Davis.
I've been asking for that for years. Susan Johnson says...
Susan, could you ask for that?
Yeah, Susan, could you ask for that for me?
Western omelet, no mushrooms, add jalapenos.
Yes, Susan, will you please ask Andy for that so that I can get this done? There's a Jiffy Burger somewhere that I am not a part of. No one asked me about. And
there's a bollock sandwich.
Again.
We're the only show in the 904 that doesn't have a food item named after us.
Susan just shows up with her smiling personality. I got to bring Darcy cookies. You know, and I'm surprised. Andy hasn't even, I know this is just a threat when I bring the cookies and he's going to say, where's Darcy? I know what's going to happen, right? The whole staff just likes it when Darcy comes in there.
So here's what you do.
Yes.
You ask Darcy to make cookies.
What?
You write out what you want the Mike Davis burrito to be, so that Darcy can ask Andy to put it on the menu.
It's amazing. Like I'm like Norm and who was the mailman
Newman?
on Cheers? No, Norm was the big heavy set guy.
On Cheers. Cliff
Clavin. So like I walk in as Cliff Clavin. Darcy walks in and they all scream, Darcy! It's exactly what it's like.
I have been the person screaming Darcy.
Dang it. You're killing me today.
That has been me.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. So I have two stories here to hopefully get us to 5 questions, of which I have 3.
We'll get there. We'll figure it out.
It'll be fine. It'll be fine. So one is called Marketing 101.
Okay.
All right. The other one is Inflation Smells Bad. Where do you want to go first on this Monday?
Marketing 101 or Inflation Smells Bad?
Let's do inflation first.
Okay.
Let's save the marketing one because it is genius.
I might have a 5 question.
Okay. All right. So I went to buy deodorant this weekend. And I've been
that explains the
smell.
Increasingly pleasant aroma.
Yes. Yes. So I go to and I've been buying the same deodorant for years.
Okay.
Right? I'm consistent. I like it. It's just I've tried other stuff. I always go back to that one. It was $9.50.
Dude.
$9.50. It wasn't a 2-for-1. It wasn't a BOGO. I was pissed. I was so mad that at my age, I could remember how mad I was when I got home and I looked it up on the internet to see how much it cost in 2019.
Yeah.
Now, the internet knows a lot of useless stuff, but in this case, it knew something very important.
Yeah.
Exactly how much the deodorant that I use cost 5 years ago. Would you like to guess what it cost 5 years ago?
So what was it?
$9.50.
$9.50.
$10
so
for deodorant.
5 years ago, I think it cost $4.67.
$4.67. You're not far off. $5.20.
$5.20.
So it has doubled in price in 5 years. And there was a economist that was on this weekend, and it was great. He said, here's inflation in 2019. Here's inflation today. Right? This huge increase in, we all feel it. I just felt it this weekend buying deodorant, right? But what they're
Mike's
looking at,
with prices like these, I'm going to stink.
People are going to smell bad if this keeps up. I can't afford, that was the last time. If it's $10, I'm not buying it. If it's $10, I'm not buying it. I'm just coming in here sweaty and smelly, and that will be the end of it. Anyway, so they look at the very top of this chart, and yes, over the last year, inflation has been 2 or 3%. But it's still way up here. It's not down here. It's way up here.
No.
With Trump, without him. With Trump, without him. I'm just saying.
And that's why I'm saying, like, whether he's my favorite human to have ever walked the earth or not.
Yes.
Whether I agree with him 100%, 60%, 50% of the time, or agree with how he presents his message 100%, 60%, 50% of the time, whatever. I could afford deodorant when Donald Trump was president.
Yes.
And now it's getting iffy. I can't do this.
I know.
Well, Rishi Sunak, who is the Prime Minister of the UK, and I know, not your Prime Minister, but
Hashtag not my royals either.
he's not a royal.
They did horrible things to our country, and I haven't forgiven them.
So he just had a really tragic announcement of, so they don't have scheduled elections. They call elections at different times. And it's speculated that he was strong-armed into calling an election because their polling numbers are terrible. So you would never call an election right now.
Somebody had pictures
when
of
the
something. We would
Conservative Party poll numbers are that terrible, and it looks like he's going to get completely shellacked and his party's going to lose hundreds of seats in their version of Congress, House of Commons, and the House of Lords. Yes, I know.
That's why I'm here.
Making a joke. But part of his statement, which he made out in the rain, he said, inflation has normalized.
Yes.
What the hell is that? Inflation is normalized. What is normal inflation? Really? It's normal? I don't think it's normal.
He said that?
He said that.
He deserves to be of his ass.
As part of his, we're doing great, so re-elect me, and I'm going to give you the opportunity in July. They're going to have an election around our 4th of July. And the UK people that I saw talking about it were like, a lot of people on the internet are like, why would you have an election during 4th of July? But I hate to break it to you, in the British Isles, 4th of July doesn't mean anything to us. We don't care. Usually we're on holiday. And so they're speculating that he's doing it because he's expecting or wants a terrible turnout, because that's the only chance that he might be able to stay in power.
To stay in power.
If people just don't vote.
If they don't vote.
What are you looking for?
My pen.
The pen right there? That one?
No, I had a green one. It's here somewhere. It's probably on the floor.
We'll figure it out.
I'll find it. It'll be okay. I'm kind of having a panic moment, but I'll find it.
I had a lost green pen too. I'm still heartbroken about it.
I know. I'm just afraid I put it in a pocket or something. And then it's going to ruin my shirt. So anyway, I'll find it.
All right. Put it in the comments if you see ink growing on his shirt.
Ink growing on my shirt. Let me know. Let me know. This is horrible for me.
Oh no.
No, I don't follow British politics.
No.
Because occasionally I think the arguments they have in the House of Commons are rather interesting.
Yeah.
they're rather, and I think Nancy Pelosi joined in one. And it was really funny the other day. She got kind of roasted a little bit, thinking she was just going to roll through it. She thought she was doing an interview with people in the United States and just kind of chuckle at her when she says ridiculous stuff because they don't want to call her out on it. So, yeah, it didn't go over well.
Yeah. We'll figure it out.
A hole of wool.
I have a big stick we can use if we need to get it. He's really upset about the pen, guys.
Oh, that's the orange one that got dropped there before.
Yeah.
Okay. I know. I hate losing
We'll get
things.
the pen. We'll get
I
it.
hate losing things, Amanda!
After the show, we'll find the pen together. Focus. Focus. It's completely sidetracked.
It has sidetracked.
So
it can't have gone far.
while he's having a panic attack.
No. So it was. I don't follow it. I don't really like it. I don't understand it. That's another thing. So yes, I can get you both. So I have a purple pen. It's one of my favorite ones, Barbara Jean, but it doesn't write on this board.
Yes.
It doesn't.
Well, we can get purple dry erase markers.
We can.
Yes.
We can 100% do that.
They don't sell just packs of purple though. It's okay. We'll find it.
No, we're not. It's never
We'll
gonna
find
be
it.
found, Amanda!
Do we need a timeout?
No, you know what we're going to have? It's a whole nother question. Did you ever lose something that it drove you crazy? Now we have 5 questions.
Yeah, we have 5 now. See, I told you.
Now we've got it. I'll come up with
Andy
a
said it's
thing.
only $10 for a new pen.
I know, but people don't buy them anymore. I'm out of my allotment of things that I can get from this station for free.
We just had a conversation about this pen. Is this the pen that you've had forever?
No, this is the pen that I've had. Oh, here it is. It's right here. Why'd you put it there?
It was my fault.
It can't take you anywhere.
Nope.
I knew it was here.
And I can't do math.
Yes.
I hide your pens and I can't do math.
No, but it wasn't in the last. It will be in the last place.
Don't tell my boss that pays me to do accounting stuff that I can't do math.
No, don't do that because somebody else made fun of her about math and got called jerk face last week.
It's true. That did happen. Those are facts.
It did. All right. So have we exhausted smelly Britons? Wait a minute. It was smelling deodorant here in the United States, and you brought up smelly Britain.
I said smelly Frenchman.
Frenchman. Okay. All right.
And then you brought up inflation, and I brought up normalized inflation.
No, it's not normal.
Re-elects me. It's normal. Bobby points out that inflation's been high for so long that now it's normal.
Yes.
It's become normal.
Susan was praying to St. Anthony.
Yes. Thank you.
Tony, thank you, St. Anthony, for answering Susan's prayers. Again, Susan gets what she wants.
You know, they would have been able to tell you where your pen was, except that there's a little box with the advertisements that are hiding where your pen was hidden.
Advertising box. It pays for everything.
It was covering where your pen was.
It really was.
They were the only ones that would have been able to see
They would have
it.
been the only ones. Okay, so I have a story. I think it's okay to do this story now.
Okay.
This is
It's been long enough.
It's marketing 101.
Oh, no.
Now, there are things that happen
Oh, no.
in the world that when they go out, it's like, oh my gosh, I can't believe the firestorm that has created.
Yeah.
But the firestorm that creates
I think the Democrats are saying that right now because of a certain thing that happened in New York.
is free marketing, right? It's marketing you don't pay for because everybody is talking about it.
Yes.
If you can do stuff like that, it's a huge, huge plus, right?
Ladies and gentlemen, Mike has just discovered the benefits of going viral.
Yes. Yes. Susan will get her cookies, Barbara Jean. There's a delivery process that has to happen. I've got to hook up with her.
You have to put in the requisition form.
Meet with her, not hook up. Meet with her
24 to 40.
behind Andy's
Hook
diner
up with the one
to
baking the cookies.
to hand over the cookies because no one else can be trusted to deliver the cookies to Susan. Pete said he would eat them. Andy said he would eat them, and his staff would eat them. And so now I am tasked with making this. It's not like I'm FedEx. I got stuff to do.
He didn't even ask me if I
Yes.
would be trustworthy enough to deliver the cookies.
Yes.
We already know the answer.
All right. So there's a bar in Idaho, the Old State Saloon.
The Old State Saloon.
The Old State Saloon, right? So
Yeah.
everyone knows that June is Pride Month. And
Yes.
we all get all these advertisements, right? And it's Pride Month. I don't really care that it's Pride Month.
Yes.
I did see some memes over the weekend, and I was like, you know, that's a little kind of in your face.
Yeah.
And I don't know that I needed that because I don't know that I've never posted
In the
one of those.
context of what you're saying,
Yeah, I don't.
that could mean so many things.
I know. Try to stay with me, 13-year-old.
Sorry. It's been a day.
This is why I like you. 13-year-old Amanda is pretty cool even at any age. Okay. All right. Now I'm up to 2 batches of cookies. Okay. So anyway, so this bar announced June 1st
Okay.
would be Heterosexual Awareness Month at the bar.
Okay.
Now, it's in Idaho. So it's a red state. It's it's a fairly safe place to do something.
It's a troll. It's a joke.
I would never
Yeah.
have done that in a large city.
I mean,
It would not have been the thing to do.
if you wanted to be able to retire on an insurance payout because someone burned down your place, then
Yes.
that would be the sign you would put up.
So just like certain people on the right get really mad when somebody does something on the left and they blow it up,
Yeah.
thereby making it even more viral.
Streisand effect.
Right? Which is exactly what has happened with this. So this bar is now the most famous bar probably in Idaho, Montana, Wyoming, all the, Oregon, all
I
of
bet
them.
their merch sales are through the roof.
I bet they are. I bet the person printing their merch sales is
What is
calling,
it?
going,
Old
we're having
State
to
Bar?
hire Old State Saloon.
Old State Saloon.
Yes, it's near Boise. Not in Boise, just near Boise. Okay. They said
It's an eagle.
if you come in on Monday dressed as a heterosexual male, and how can they tell? Basically, you could be dressed like a man, right? You can enjoy a draft beer on the house.
Dressed as.
Dressed as, right?
All right.
So here's kind of...
And their website.
Listen, I'm just telling you.
Do you want me to show the website?
No, we're not showing the website. We're not going to go that deep. I'm just simply telling you the marketing on this is brilliant because everybody is going to know who they are because everybody's mad at them or they're laughing about it or whatever. And it's one of those you go, oh my gosh, that's gonna, like, people are going there, right? So they have a whole bunch of other days in the month, but if you show up on Monday dressed as a heterosexual male, you can enjoy a draft beer on the house. So I thought about this and I thought, well, this is brilliant in two ways. One, right, you have all this marketing going on.
Yep.
But two, because it's a free draft beer, they can now get rid of all the Bud Light that they haven't been able to sold in the last year.
I don't think it's going to
Too
go
soon?
well for them
Too
if they're
soon?
serving Bud Light.
It's not going to go.
It's not going to go well for them.
No, it is not.
They're going to get, here's your free Bud Light, and the
Yes.
Bud Light's going to get thrown right in their face.
And they have said we welcome everybody in the bar, right? They're not saying they're banning anybody. Everybody's welcome in the bar. They just have decided that this is the month to celebrate this, which people on the other side are going to go, that's a horrible month for you to do that. So
evidently, ever since this has gone viral,
yes.
people have stolen stuff from their property. Vendors have refused to fulfill orders for ingredients. They've had wedding catering cancellations, been libeled, been slandered, been accused of being offenders that have to be on lists.
Yes.
Some pretty crazy stuff. They've got a Give Send Go page if you want to help financially support through this backlash. And they've got a website if you want to read about them and their history and what they got going on. That's wild, dude. I mean, it's a troll. That's what it is. I mean, and this is happening a lot where people are just like, look, you know, we've been cool about it and, you know, live your life and do what you want to do for a really long time. And it's just gotten crazier and crazier and crazier to the point that people are like, you know what? Fine. If we can't just live and let live, then we're going to troll you and watch you have a hissy fit. And that's what this is.
So in a marketing world, who does better? So does Old State Saloon do better or does Bud Light do better in the long term?
Oh, well, I mean, this is a know your customer.
No, I do believe that. I
This
do believe
is know
they
your
know.
customer. And
Yes.
Bud Light they lost sight of who their customer was, and then it was revealed that they were actively mocking their customer. Whereas these people are saying, look, these are our customers. They'll think this is funny. And so you could say they're even pandering to their target demographic. So ultimately, I think they're probably going to be fine if they don't get sued into oblivion or property damage by activists.
I am very curious to see what happens.
Yeah.
Right? I'm very, very curious to see where this goes. I do think this was this one, rather than Bud Light, which was that whole marketing campaign was in a room, came up with a room full of dummies.
Yeah.
Right? This one was a room full of guys that have been drinking.
Going back to my previous...
They had been drinking way too much, and they said, hey, won't this be a great idea? And they put it out there before going, maybe we shouldn't.
It's just a troll. That's all it is.
Yes.
I mean, so back to our Cracker Barrel story from last week. Like, don't hire people
Who tell
to
you?
check off boxes to make you look good on the internet and make you look good in cocktail parties who hate your customers. Hire people that actually like your customers and understand who that customer is.
Yes.
They don't have an online shop, so no merch.
That's a missed opportunity.
I know. They
That's a
should probably
missed-
get some merch
That's
by
a
now.
missed marketing opportunity.
Yeah. Well, I don't think like they expected to.
Just like Bud Light. It's a missed marketing opportunity.
You can buy action figures of that Bud Light missed opportunity.
Really?
Yeah, you can buy a doll, a Dylan doll.
Does she get a cut?
With Bud Light.
Yeah, does she get a cut?
No, it's someone on Etsy who
That's
it's
But it's a
unofficial.
likeness.
It's unofficial.
it's still a likeness.
It's an homage.
It's still a likeness. Me personally, if someone's selling merch with my likeness on it, as long as it wasn't a horribly bad thing,
yeah.
that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I don't know.
But
I don't know that Dylan would be happy to know there's a Barbie doll box.
My side hustle is not my main hustle, so I'm kind of okay.
So all the artists out there in the audience, you now have your challenge. Make a Mike Davis action figure.
Anatomically correct, please. Just kidding.
Are you posting your measurements for
No,
that?
I am not. They'll have to guess.
That was a weird take.
They'll have to guess. No, that's
Man.
always just a funny thing about action figures,
Yeah.
right? You're like, oh, okay.
That's a joke in the Barbie movie.
I'm sure that it is.
Yeah.
I'm sure that it is.
Low hanging fruit.
Or non-hanging.
Yeah.
There was a
Poorly
funny,
molded fruit.
I am not going to mention children's names because they are all adults now, and I do not wish to embarrass them. But
Yeah.
there was a time that Darcy was driving down the road, and the kids were in the car, and one of the kids was visiting, and there were older sisters involved. And he says, "Hey, does your sister have Barbies? Yeah. Are they naked Barbies? Yeah. Cool." And that was. It was like this classic conversation.
And now we're
about,
back to the word boobs being
back to
such
boobs.
a trending
We're back to boobs.
search topic.
Yes.
I'm going to have to change the title to boobs.
Boobs.
Happy Monday.
Happy
Boobs.
Monday. Trump over boobs. That's what got him in this trouble. You know that, don't you? Don't you find
many
that
thoughts are
ironic?
going
Isn't that the ironic? That the boobs are what got him in trouble in the first place.
Yeah.
And then he was more searched than the boobs.
Yeah.
You just have to think about it for a second.
They were also very well searched boobs that got him into trouble.
God, Bobby, put hair on a Stretch Armstrong figure and you have... Stretch Armstrong did have blonde hair. Thank you very much. Mine is gray now. You just have to paint his hair gray. Yeah.
So maybe an 80 Davis shirt on a Stretch Armstrong.
That's all you need. It's really simple
And it's
stuff.
just Mike Davis through the ages.
Simple stuff. That's it.
What would a Mike Lewis action figure look like, though?
Much cooler. And much more popular.
Right on.
By the way, that story on Idaho was brought to you by Mike Lewis.
Man, I mean, it's a troll. We're in the
It's just-
internet era of trolling.
But yet, no one knew this bar existed.
Yeah.
And
I didn't.
And whether you're mad at them or you're applauding them or you're just commenting them on the way we are, right? They now have, I mean, if I went to Idaho, like, is that bar still there? I mean, you're just kind of curious.
Eagle, Idaho.
Yep.
Funny town for them to be in. I mean, it looks like a cool place. Their food looks good.
And Josh says that Trump has now joined TikTok.
Yes. And has evidently way outpaced his opponent in TikTok followers or whatever that is.
I will not be one of them. I still believe Donald Trump when he said TikTok was bad for us.
Yes.
So I'm still in that one, but I also understand it's a social media platform and you got to be everywhere.
He's campaigning and he sees the possibility of widening the gap in the youth vote. And everyone's saying you got to be on TikTok if you want to widen that gap. So that's why.
Well, I mean, I would think it would, because if I'm on TikTok, I would be like I am with every other Joe Biden video. When I see it, I think the beginning of it is an advertisement for a funeral home. Just saying.
Yeah.
I mean, he's not the most energetic guy. And I'm not the only person that says this. There's a lot of other people that have said this in the last few weeks, Bill Maher being one of them,
Yeah.
that he doesn't present well. And he doesn't present well. He's yelling at me like I'm a 4-year-old and I'm on his
whispering.
yard and I don't like it.
Or whispering, like the creepy guy that your parents tell you to avoid when you're walking home from school.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, and honestly, Josh, in Biden's defense, most of the people that would vote for him have no idea what TikTok is. They don't.
They don't.
And the ones that do know what TikTok is are mad at him about
all of the things.
all of the things. There's a long laundry list, and I was going to start it, and I thought, no, inappropriate, no. So I just
wonder
left it.
how Xi Jinping or whatever his name is feels about Trump being the fastest growing TikTok account in the history of ever.
He, as soon as he heard Trump was going on, he probably bought more stock. Just
Probably.
saying.
Maybe he was smart. He did.
I'm just saying.
Do you think he buys stock?
Confiscates. I don't know. I mean, does it sound better if I say the you know,
Just
this is the
materializes
anniversary
stuff?
of Tiananmen Square.
Today?
It's around this time.
Around this time?
Yeah, it was I was so hopeful for the Chinese people, and then I watched it get crushed with tanks, and I was like, oh my gosh.
Dude.
It's just not good. That was a sad day for me for democracy around the world. It was just not a good day.
Yes.
It wasn't. All right. So Barbara Jean,
June 4th.
hopefully this conversation.
Tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah, tomorrow in 1989.
Yeah, TikTok is not a good sound for guys their age. Andy, that is a pun that is well played.
Do I want TikTok?
It took you a second because you're so young.
I was Googling Tiananmen Square. That's why. So it's wild to me that those pictures seem so old because they're black and white and they're grainy. They just seem so old. And I was aware and alive at that point.
Yes, you were.
It's just,
hey, Kathy.
I want to see Donald Trump do those really cringy TikTok dances.
I do not want to see him dance
see that.
anymore. He dances like Elaine Bennis.
I know, it's great. It's so funny. And the fact that he just has 0 F's to give and he still does it.
He doesn't care. He doesn't care. He said, you can laugh at me, but I have my own private plane.
I was watching Tim Pool and someone pointed out, like, wouldn't it be funny if someone threw a shoe at Donald Trump? Like, how would he handle it? Because, like, George W., like, ducked out of the way and the guy got arrested. And they're like, yeah, I could just picture Donald Trump just, like, taking the shoe to the face and being like, that was such a weak throw.
Yeah.
That was pathetic.
Is that all you got?
You're pathetic.
Yes.
You had your shot, and that was pathetic.
No. Trump's old school. Your sister throws harder than that. Seriously, Trump would definitely
that
go
would
with that
be
one.
such a troll.
Yes.
He said that. That would go
Go
very
watch The
viral.
Sandlot. You'll get the whole reference. Your sister.
You throw shoes like a girl.
That's exactly what Trump would say.
Yeah.
All right. It is Monday. We do have 5 questions.
5 questions.
5 whole
and
questions.
we actually have 5.
Since today is Bicycle Day, we're going to start with bicycle questions.
All right.
Favorite bicycle you ever had?
I was probably most excited. So my first bike I inherited from a friend that passed away. So there came a point where I heard about 10-speed bikes and I wanted a 10-speed bike.
Yep.
And I got that for Christmas, I believe. And I was very, very excited about it. So that would probably be my favorite bike.
The 10-speed bike.
The 10-speed bike I got.
So I kind of have like 2. So I had a motocross bike, which is it's really fun to ride around on, but it got stolen. My parents told me to close the garage door, make sure the bikes are locked up. I did neither, so they made me walk for like 8 weeks. Everywhere I wanted to go, I had to walk. I had no bike.
That's one of those, we told you, what'd you think was going to happen?
I had to walk
moments.
everywhere. Yes, a mongoose. That is exactly right, Josh.
Yeah.
So anyway, I finally got a new bike.
Yeah.
And it was a new mongoose, and it was great, and I was able to go everywhere again. But shortly thereafter, somebody went flying by me in a 10-speed. It was like a year younger. And I was like, dang it, I got to get a 10-speed.
See, it's a 10-speed.
And so the 10-speed was really, really cool. When I got that, I was like, man, I can ride anywhere. I can go anywhere. But I was really, really happy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah.
Rampart.
10-speed was fun.
Rampart 10-speed. It was really
Although
really
it did scare the poop out of me the first time I changed the gears because I wasn't going fast enough. So it was like, so I didn't know.
Well, and like I said, I rode so much on my bikes. Davey still hasn't caught me yet.
Yes.
I know he's younger, but we rode everywhere on bikes back in the day.
Yeah.
If you were going somewhere, unlike Forrest Gump, who was running, we were riding.
Yeah. When we moved to North Carolina when I was summer before my 3rd grade year, that was the first time I ever encountered gravel on a bike. And the first time I attempted that, I broke my arm.
Yes.
I never rode my bike after that.
Well, that is
North
interesting
Carolina.
because the next question is worst bicycle accident you ever had, and you've already answered it.
That would be that one. So it was my parents were unpacking boxes. My dad was probably working. My mom was probably unpacking boxes. No, he was home. And so my brother and I walked. We had this very, very, very long driveway. So we walk our bikes all the way to the driveway so we can get to the road. And we're like, this is going to be amazing. They're great hills. We were Florida kids. We had never had hills before.
Or gravel.
And didn't realize how different gravel was going to be. And there was a very large stone in the gravel road. And my bike wheel hit that, and I went over it. And right arm right there, right before the start of school. So I'm right-hand dominant. My right arm was broken. So, like, I was kept out of recess for a while. And then they realized I wasn't dumb. So, oh, okay, well, you sit with the dumb kid who didn't finish their work. So whoever didn't finish their work Not that they were dumb, but
So was that the
whoever didn't finish
beginning
their
of your
work-
homeschool teaching career?
I guess, because I was just sitting there with a cast with some kid that didn't respect me because I was a Florida girl in North Carolina and I was an outsider, and now I'm trying to force him to do work so the teachers could go out and have recess.
You were worse. You were an outsider who can't ride a bike.
Yeah, and I thought they were silly because they said yuns.
Yuns. Yuns
I
don't
had
know how to
never
ride a
heard
bike.
yuns before. That was a whole thing.
Mine, probably, I don't remember it.
Yeah.
So I was...
It was that bad? CTE?
Yes. So I apparently wrecked the bike. And I don't even remember the wreck, but I remember waking up in a bed in my house.
Yeah.
And apparently I had walked into the house with a lump on my head that was like probably like a grapefruit. And I'm sure I had a concussion because I don't remember anything of it. And I woke up like an hour or two later, completely blacked out by it.
Dude.
So I must have really screwed it up really, really, really bad.
Yeah.
Yep.
I just can't believe the teachers made me as the new kid and like the obvious outsider sit there and try and enforce their rules with a kid that didn't listen anyway. And it was like I was in trouble if they didn't finish the worksheet.
Yeah.
Like that's not a way to help a kid who's new in town make friends. Like nobody likes the kid who's the narc, who's put in charge of like making sure you do the thing you don't want to do. Nobody likes that kid. Thanks a lot, third grade teachers in Franklin, North Carolina.
We still don't like the narcs.
We don't.
We still don't.
Because we're old, elder, millennial Gen Xers.
Yes.
Snitches
Okay.
get stitches.
Are you someone who loses things or finds things? Like today on this show, I lost my pen and I found my pen, but it took me a hot minute to figure it all out.
Yeah. I thought you were looking for a writing pen, not a
Just
dry erase marker.
No, just a dry erase.
I didn't know.
So I could write all this stuff down. So I'm typically the one that finds things, and I hate to lose things.
Yeah, so am I.
So I always put stuff in the same place because it absolutely drives me nuts. Now, my wife can come to me and say, I lost something, can you find it for me? And I will go out of my way to find stuff for her. But for me, if I...
Like the necklace the cat lost?
All the stuff, everything. I mean, there's stuff I found. It's like, I found this for you. I found that for you, right? My kids would come to me, Dad, we've looked everywhere. Can you find this, right? I was in Atlanta with my brother, Todd. His dog had launched himself into one of the front windows.
Oh, no.
The entire window sash came out on top of the dog, right? It didn't break on the dog. The dog's fine. The dog's healthy. But we were missing 2 small screws. They had popped out of that window sash on the way down to the ground and landed in the space between the window sash and the sill on the window next to it.
Wow.
He looked over, so I found them. Like 30 seconds. And I'm like, man, that's amazing. That's even better than me. I would have eventually found, but that's even better than me.
Yeah, I'm a person that finds things. I have a really weird like spatial memory and pattern recognition. So when I worked retail, I could be across. So I worked at the winery. I was kind of purchasing. So I did inventory for everything and I stocked everything and figured out displays for everything. So I could stand at the register. And if you've ever been in the retail space of the winery, it's a long space, right? So I could be in the middle of a conversation at the register, notice that someone put something out of place or put a bottle back wrong. I could continue my conversation, fix it, come back to the register. And people just thought I was a wackadoo.
Okay, those of you that think Amanda's a wackadoo, just put it in the comments. Wackadoo or no wackadoo?
Crazy.
Crazy.
Like, they're like, how did you see that? I was like, I don't know.
Crazy.
And like, why would you do that? Because it was bothering me. It's out of place.
Well, I think some people train their mind to see everything as the same, so they overlook the anomalies. And then other people, your mind works that you notice the anomalies. If I'm riding down the road and somebody has a light out or somebody has, I notice all these things on these on cars and stuff. It's just the way my brain. Now, if you
Have you ever played Padiddle?
hang on, if you ask me what the road signs are, not the stop ones, but the billboards, I don't pay any attention to billboards at all. I have no idea. So what is Padiddle?
Padiddle is a game. Has anyone ever played Padiddle? I was taught this by New Englanders.
Barbara Jean, don't answer.
So it's a road game that you can. So you can't play.
Again, Barbara Jean, don't answer.
You can't play the ABC game at night because you can't see the signs.
Yes.
You can't play like license plate bingo at night. So padiddle's one that you can play at night. A padiddle is a car that only has one headlight.
Okay.
And so you punch the roof of the car and say padiddle first, and you get a point.
Okay.
If it's a motorcycle or if the light's just dim and you called it, then it's a dim diddle. So you get punched if you call one wrong.
I knew punching was coming in here.
And so
that's the way car games run. It always involved you hitting a sibling, and then your parents yelling.
Well, you hit the car to get the point.
Yes.
But you get punished if you call it incorrectly.
If we had hit the car too hard, we would have been yelled at.
Yes. And so then you get like really aggressive with it, and the person who owns the car will get a little salty about it.
No. Get a little salty.
Yeah.
We'd have been pulled over.
As a lot
and then padiddle would have had a different meaning.
A lot of very aggressive and competitive padiddle games when I was in college. Yes.
Yes. All right. You have a question.
I have a question. What is the worst sound to wake up to?
Your wife screaming.
All right.
So it hasn't happened. We've been married 35 years. Occasionally, Darcy would have a nightmare, and she would yell, right? Or when she was pregnant, she would get cramps in her legs, and so she would wake up yelling, and I would be in this deep sleep, and all of a sudden, I had no idea why she was screaming, and I'd be like, "Yeah, that was the worst.
Yeah,
that was the worst sound for me." Is that one. The dog nightmares I can get over. I just realized it's the dog. So construction, Kathy, I want you to know construction is music to my ears. When I hear construction, that's
Kelly
just
says
music.
alarm clock.
Yes.
I mean, that's a daily thing. This may or may not have happened to me today, that I woke up to the sound of a dog having a bathroom emergency all over my bedroom and my bathroom. Yay. So that's why I asked that question.
Your day has just been rolling.
Very, very bad way to wake up. Because it's my one day that I don't have morning swim practice. Monday is the only day I don't have to wake up early during summer swim. Because I work at the church, so I have to wake up. And I had a training thing on Saturday. So, like, it's the first day I haven't had to wake up early since Memorial Day. But I had to clean all the carpet in my bedroom and a dog bed and the bathroom and bath mats.
All right, so Kathy's got, Barbara Jean's got to help me out.
Not happy at all.
What is JJ's record-setting contract? Is that Jimmy Jam?
What?
What is that?
I don't know.
Please, someone tell me, Barbara
JJ?
Jean. Yeah, JJ's record-setting contract. I don't know. Lightning and Thunder is always
JJ
cool,
Watts?
Bobby. I don't know.
Football player? It's purple and gold, so I'm assuming, is there a Vikings player?
Did he go to the Vikings?
JJ
If that's
something
it,
or other?
yes.
Let's see.
It's the sound of it. Yeah. No, Thunder and Lightning's not bad.
I like to
Unless
see the thunder
it's
and
thunder and
lightning.
lightning falling by crashing trees. Then it's really bad.
Yeah, that's bad.
Yeah, then it's really, really bad. So that's not good. All right, last question. Last one.
Oh, man, here it is. New York Times.
What is it?
Phones pinged with news. The Vikings and Jefferson had agreed to a 4-year, $140 million contract extension that includes a $110 million guarantee.
Ooh.
Jefferson had become both the highest paid wide receiver in NFL history and the highest paid non-quarterback.
That is a bag of money.
That is a hilarious way to describe someone. The highest
money.
paid non-quarterback.
Yeah, that's a bag of money.
Quarterback saw the red shirts.
All right, last question. Perfect age to retire.
Perfect age to retire.
And the easy answer is like 19, 20, right, before you've ever had to work. But realistically, like a good age to retire. Tomorrow? Is that your answer?
So, today.
Today.
I don't know. Like, so statistics are pretty dismal on longevity post-retirement.
There is, because some people, when they retire,
particularly males,
well, they retire and they just sit. They don't stay active, and then your body just goes, well, if you don't need me anymore, I'm going to tap out. And that's a bad thing when your body says it's going to tap out. That's not a good thing.
Yeah. So it's kind of a scary question because, like, the joke answer obviously is like today, like right now, right?
Yes.
But it's also like, don't want to like not be here tomorrow. So,
well, there's stories out there. A lot that somebody retired and then shortly thereafter they passed away. Right? There's some in our family. There's lots of them. There's also stories about people that retired young and were retired for 30, 40 years and were perfectly happy and did well. So
yeah, I think it's about staying active and maintaining a purpose in your life.
I think you have to have something to focus on and something that's important to you and a task to do. If you're lucky enough not to have to go to work and do that task for money, then that's an awesome thing. But you still have to have things to do.
You have to have a life purpose. You have to have something that you're needed for. Yeah, Susan Johnson, the way the economy has gone most of my adult life, I don't think retirement is in the cards for me.
You aren't going to get to retire.
Evidently, Mike is giving me a trust when he passes away.
I just said you're going to get to retire. You don't let me finish the sentence.
I don't think Social Security is going to be there.
Start a new career and retire, and start a new career and retire, and so that's the way some people do things.
Well, I guess I have retired from dolphin training.
Yeah,
I have retired from food sampling with Boar's Head.
I mean, so for me, I've done my job for 36 years now in the office and another 8 in high school and college, right? Summers. And I enjoy doing what I'm doing, but there's certain things I really like not to do.
Yeah.
But if I could go in and do the fun stuff, I'd go in for a while longer, as long as it doesn't interfere with surf trips and traveling and getting up early in the morning. Is
that why you brought your sons in? So they can do the stuff you don't want to do anymore?
I'm perfectly happy letting them learn all the really cool things that I had to learn. And if I sell it as a cool thing, then it might work.
It's all about marketing.
It's all about the market. You got to sell the sizzle. You don't sell the steak. Kramer taught me that on Seinfeld. You sell the sizzle. That's true. So, and that's what Davey is to this show. He's sizzle.
He sizzles.
Davey is the sizzle. And speaking of sizzle, Davey will be here tomorrow with you.
He will be.
And do we have guests tomorrow, or is it just you and Davey?
So we were going to have guests, but our guests wanted to speak to the famous Mike Lewis, so we rescheduled them for
When did you schedule Mike Lewis? Because I want to meet him too.
Yeah, that'll be a week from tomorrow.
So that will be good. So you guys will be doing the show tomorrow.
Yes.
Okay.
May or may not be guests, depends on what Davey wants to do.
Oh, Davey will have a show. Davey will have it all prepped and ready to go.
Well, we work together.
I know, but Davey will.
There will be a fury of texts between Davey and I over the next 12 to, 18 hours.
Yes, Davey is the sizzle.
He is a sizzle. I'm just here to push the buttons. Hopefully the buttons work. Speaking of that.
Mostly mine. Mostly mine.
I might have to. Yeah. Him too. He pushes buttons. I might have to run out. We can try the button that I was told would end the stream when you're ready. But I'm just telling them I might have to run out.
If Amanda runs out, she hasn't quit the show. She hasn't retired mid-show.
Yeah. We don't have an intruder in the building.
We just have some new systems that are in place in the studio, and we are endeavoring to learn those systems. And once we've learned them,
I don't know if you guys can see, but there's a red button right there. And
in this case, push the red button in case it breaks.
In this case, we're supposed to push the red button, but only when we want the stream to end. But I might push the red button, and we might still be here. So be prepared with 2 sign-offs.
Bobby has already figured out how long it will take us to get to Idaho.
Road trip.
904 now road trip. Oh,
I don't know if they'll claim that road trip. The Mike Lewis Show road trip.
The Mike Lewis Show might take that road trip. You guys see Mike Lewis about that story too. He gave it to me. All right, this is St. Augustine this evening. We'll be back tomorrow with Amanda and Davey, the Sizzle. Davey, the Sizzle Hartzell will be here. Yeah. And I'll see you guys again on Wednesday.
Let's see if it works. Push it. It didn't work.
It didn't work.
Sign off.
All right. I am signing off again. Tune in tomorrow morning when Pete, Davey, Troy will all be here for the morning show. There'll be an afternoon show. And then thank God Davey's going to be here tomorrow to handle Amanda.